Well, hello. How you doing? This is the S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast, my friends. Episode number 359. You damn right. Oh, yeah. You know, it's really weird, my friends, and I'm going to get right into business, As you know, my listeners, you know that I am 50 years old, and I'm closer to 50 than to 51 because my birthday's at the end of the year. But I'm 50, right? And you all know that, okay? But for the first time now, I'm starting to get the feeling of the beginning of old guyness, right? Before I had deluded myself that I'd moved into old guyness, but I realize now I'm moving into old guyness, right? Right now I'm wearing glasses. Do I need them for everyday activities? No. Do I need them to look at my phone? Not necessarily if there's natural light, but if I'm in the room and I have the bulbs turned halfway down, you're daggone right, I gotta whip out the glasses. None of my young relatives have to whip out the glasses with their young eyeballs. I can't stand those bastards. Okay, I actually love all the bastards, but I'm jealous of them because they're half my age. Young bastards. Anyway. But when you hit 50, I hit 50 now, and for the first time I've noticed actual physical limitations. Not limitations that stop me from doing everyday things, but limitations that mean I actually think before I take part in an activity. Right? I'm 50 now. 20 years ago, when I ran up the steps, you don't even think about it. Phone rings. Hey, my phone's upstairs. You run up the steps. Not a big deal, right? If there's something heavy to move, you get, that table's on the wrong side of the room. Not a problem. I'll grab it. You pick it up. You walk across the room. You put it down. You're not even thinking about the activity while you're doing the activity. I remember moving my aunt's refrigerator and continuing the conversation. Took the refrigerator, picked it up, slid it all the way to the other side of the room till they could fix the floor, picked it up and slid it back into the kitchen myself. Did not even break the conversation I was having. Oh, I got to move that refrigerator? Not a problem. Anyway, what I was saying was, by the way, and I feel the politics of it, and didn't even break the conversation. And I didn't even go, when I picked it up. I just picked it up and walked with it. No, there was no, right? When you're a young guy and you're doing things that don't involve sports, you never go, you don't do that. You may do that if you're in the gym, but you don't do that with anything in the house. Think about it. Think if you have sons or daughters that are young, nieces, nephews, cousins, if you have young relatives around you, when's the last time you heard any of those young bastards do this? When they were engaged in the physical activity? You didn't. You know why? 'Cause they don't. But you do, and now that I'm 50, I do, and I don't like it. Sucks. Right? I have now moved into the sigh phase. And if you're over 40, 50 years old or older, you've moved into the sigh category. What's the sigh category? It's when you sigh and then say okay before you engage in any kind of physical activity. It goes something like this. Oh, we got to move the table to the other side of the room. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't do that. You've done that before. I remember doing that one time when I wasn't feeling. The only time you do that is, other than that, is when you have an upset stomach and you have to get off the toilet when you don't feel well. Maybe you got drunk and you were throwing up all over the place and you see your friend, right? Well, you don't see your friend because he's in the bathroom. You're like, oh God, I got to drag his drunk ass off the toilet. I don't want to see my friend's junk. So you're kind of looking up at the ceiling and you're going, okay, we're going to pick you up now. And your friend's sitting there half drunk, vomiting all over himself. And he goes, okay, that's only when you're drunk. But under normal circumstances, it doesn't happen until you hit 50. Then you get the, okay. You ever wonder why your middle-aged relatives don't pick up the phone immediately when you call them? That's 'cause the phone's across the room and they're sitting on the couch, nice and comfortable. It's a day when they don't expect your young ass to call them, and they're going, I hope my son doesn't call until after this movie's over, or I hope his punk ass doesn't call till tomorrow, or I hope my nephew doesn't call. Whatever young, healthy, non-grunting relative you have, you hope their punk ass does not call you until you're already walking. right? But they don't. You got your sandwich on the chair, right? You got your soda on the floor, right? And you turn on Netflix and you go, I'm going to watch this movie where dudes blow up stuff because I'm a guy and that's what guys do. Also, my wife says I can't watch this stuff, so now that she's out with her girls, I can actually watch this and then act like I didn't. Moving on. Right? And you're sitting there and you're watching a guy walk up to another guy going, hey, I'm upset with you. Oh yeah. Well, I'm upset with you. Well, let's just solve this by shooting at each other and blowing up cars. Yeah. And you're going, yes. Dudes blowing up cars and shooting stuff. I'm digging it. Right? Brr, brr. The phone. Brr. Calling is your son, Justin. Calling is your son, Justin. And the damn caller ID tells you it's a call you gotta get, right? And it's ringing. And he normally doesn't call this time of night. You know there's nothing wrong with him. He probably needs to borrow some money or he wants to talk about some crap and you know it's important. You're his dad, you're his uncle, whatever. And you're sitting there and you're looking at the TV and you're looking at your soda and you're looking at your sandwich and you're looking at the phone and you know he knows you're home. And now you got to get your ass off the couch and chug all the way to the other side of the house because that's where you left the phone because you didn't think anybody was going to call you. And how do you get out of the chair? Like this. Okay. And then to get up and you walk over. Oh, damn, this better be important. Of course, it's not an important phone call. Sorry, Dad, I dialed the wrong phone number. And you let it ring 5 or 6 times. What did you do? Dial the wrong, put the speed dial or something? And don't you, hey, next time you dial somebody, look at the damn phone so you know that you don't ring the phone. So you at home right now watching one of the movies Mom don't want you watching. No, of course not. You're not going to have any blackmail material on me. I'm going to cash app you some money to keep you quiet. Is $50 enough? Yeah, Dad, that's enough. Good. And you go sit back down. You know what I'm talking about. You take that breath before you do anything. You got that. Okay, right? Then you start realizing you don't want to do certain things in the first place. You don't feel like going places. The kind of time you would actually get up and go to the store to get a sandwich, right? Now you ain't getting up to go to the store to get a sandwich. You're sitting there watching your son or your nephew or whatever young relative who came over to your house to use your laptop because their cheap ass don't want to buy a printer or printer ink, the cheap bastard, right? Thanks for letting me use your computer, Pop, Uncle, whoever my older relative is in this particular scenario. Not a problem, punk, right? And you sit there and then you think they're just trying to print up a resume or something, and all of a sudden they're printing up the damn Iliad and the Odyssey over there, right? I'm like, how many pages is it? I'm almost there. The damn table is tipping over like the Flintstones car. Come on, man, right? And then you're thinking, wait a minute, this punk is using about $75 in ink. It's not a big deal. I got a sale on ink, so I got a lot of ink, and I don't print that much. It's not a big deal. But I also know he ain't doing anything right now because he's too busy using up all my paper and my ink with his punk ass. So I want a sandwich. I ain't going to the store to get it. Hey, boy, what's up? I want you to go to the store and get me a hoagie. And then you realize if you're going to send him to the store to get a hoagie, he's probably going to want to borrow some money, and it's cheaper to just buy him a hoagie and a soda too. Just basically you're paying twice the amount of money for the thing you want, but it's cheaper than to get him a hoagie and a soda than to have the punk ass use up all your ink and then ask you to borrow $50 with his punk ass. All right, I'll go for you. Not a problem. And get one for yourself too, okay? Then he takes his young ass out to the store. He gets the thing and comes back with it, hands you the sandwich, gives you the juice, takes his sandwich and his juice and goes back to using up all your damn ink with his punk ass. But you realize, yes, I did spend twice as much money for this product, but I didn't have to go get it. I could have gotten it, but I didn't feel like going to get it. Because if I went to go get it, it would sound like this. Oh man, I gotta get a sandwich. Maybe I get a hoagie. I'm kind of hungry. The car keys are all over there, and the cars. Couldn't find a parking spot in front of my house because some jackass neighbor let their stupid relative park in my parking spot. So I had to park 2 blocks away. Gotta get the car. Okay. But this time, instead of going, okay, you thought better of it and you sent your young relative. Was it worth the extra $8 to get the hoagie and the soda and not have to go to the store? You're damn right it was. And that's how you think when you turn 50 and you get a little older. I ain't doing anything I don't have to do. I got money. I don't mind spending twice as much for a sandwich if I don't have to go get that crap. You know what I'm talking about, right? And then you start realizing, wait a second, I just bought him this big ass hoagie and he used up all my ink and paper. And I also noticed I got a lot of stuff in the yard I need moved. And I was going to have to move it. Yeah. But he's 26. He goes to the gym. And I ain't 26 and F the gym. You enjoying that hoagie, boy? Oh, it was a good hoagie. Thanks a lot. Yeah, you almost finished. No, you got halfway through. This is a big hoagie. Not a problem. Why don't you put that in the refrigerator and help me out with something? Yeah, sure. What's the problem? You see all that crap in the yard that I have to put out the trash tomorrow? Oh, yeah, I did see that. I thought you were working on something. Oh, no, I'm not working on anything. While you're printing up all of that crap and using up all my ink, why don't you get your young ass out there and move that crap to the curb? Oh, no problem, Monk. I'll take care of that. All right, no problem. If you're going to let me use your computer and you can buy me a hoagie, of course I'll do it. That's right. Right? Now, how does he get up to go get the stuff? Not a problem. And he just walks out. Right? You walk outside. He's actually hitting on the neighbor's daughter at the same time, carrying the stuff to the curb, right? It's actually 32 degrees outside, but somehow he decides to take his shirt off anyway. I'm going to take my shirt off even though it's really cold. And then flex in front of you. With his punk ass. You know what I'm talking about, trying to be slick, but you don't care. Why? Because now you don't have to carry that crap. And you know what it felt like to carry that crap outside down the steps in the first place. Do I have to say it again? Of course I do. Oh, I gotta move this stuff up the steps from the basement across the courtyard and okay. And then you start the process. Well, this time you didn't have to. See, what happens is as you physically decline a little bit, you still got more than enough to do what you need to do, right? You still, even when you're 50 years old and you're older than me, like 60 years old, an older person, if you keep yourself in relatively good shape, if you work out, if you eat right, and I'm working out, I was just kidding just before in the sketch that I just did about not going to the gym. I do go to the gym. But, you can do stuff, because that's all you're doing when you go into the gym, basically. Part of it is to make yourself, to raise your level of fitness. That's true. But if you notice, what you're basically doing is when a person is young, when you think about the everyday activities that you have to do, just moving things around, going from point A to point B, a younger person may have like 10, 15 times the physical ability they need to do everyday activities. And as you get older, that ratio changes, right? So, when you're 50 years old, you maybe have like 4 times what you need to do regular everyday activities, which still means everyday things are no big deal. But when it comes to, doing something that requires much, much, much more effort, well, your force stops. And all of a sudden, all these things, moving this there and moving that there, moves beyond your physical capacity. The younger person, because it's 15, obviously these aren't the actual numbers, but you get the point. They can just very easily do these things, right? But as you get older, at least as I've gotten older, you become exponentially more intelligent. Oh yeah, right? You become efficient at the things you need to do. And also you can trick your dumb young relatives into doing stuff for you. Right? I've got the best, my back hurts look. I got the thing, I practice it in the mirror. Okay, now that doesn't look pitiful enough. I got to make sure that they know that my back is hurting, but they don't know. I don't want them to think it's really, really hurting because they'll try to rush me to the hospital. But I have to let them know that it's hurting and make them think that I really am actually going to try to help them out. Dumb bastards. I'm not gonna do a damn thing. I'm gonna do some kind of token thing where I move the barrel a little bit. Oh, let me move this one. Oh, goodness. Yeah. And you got to do the thing where you put your hand on your back and you look up at the sky like, yeah, just keep the sound low. You don't want to go, yeah, because like I said, they'll call an ambulance. But if you just get just enough pain to make them feel guilty, because sometimes they're oblivious to it. You got to ratchet it up. The first time you move the barrel a little bit and you go, right, they look up, you all right there? Yeah, I'm all right. Okay, apparently level 2 wasn't good enough. I'll have to move it up a little bit. Whoa! Hey, you sure I can help you out if you want to? Oh, no problem, right? So if you say, because he said help you out, so that means he's going to expect you to actually do something. The whole goal is to do nothing, right? I don't want to do the thing where I fall on the floor holding my back, because once again, I don't want to make them feel guilty, and I don't want to have to pay for any kind of doctor's crap. You got to give them just enough fake pain that they go, you know what? I'll take care of it. You usually have to ratchet it up to about 6, right? What you do is you go, hold on. Hold on for a minute. That's about a 6, right? And they go, hey, well, you know what, man? I don't want you to hurt yourself. You just go sit down and I'll take care of the rest of it. You go, you sure about that? Yeah, man. I don't want you to hurt your back. No problem, right? And always make sure you keep the fake pain going until they're long gone, right? The last thing you want to do is have them turn around and have you do the jump up in the air, heel click like an old Toyota commercial when they're walking out and they look back going, hey, I thought your back was hurt. You just jumped in the air and did a Toyota commercial foot click. I don't even know what the Toyota commercial foot click is because that commercial was off before I was born, but I remember seeing it on YouTube. You fake old bastard, get your old ass back over here and help me move this crap. They wouldn't say that to me because I would beat them down. I still can do that. But you get the point, right? Get your nice fake, oh my back, right? I mean, the back thing is not fake. But I keep forgetting that my young relatives actually listen to the podcast. So I just want to let you know that when I have y'all over there, and I had y'all over there and y'all moved all that stuff for me, that my back actually was really hurting. I did not. This is all just jokes for my podcast audience. Of course, all the stuff that you guys moved, it was really necessary for you to move it because these are jokes. Moving on. But the other thing about being 50 is I realize that a lot of times when you get older, you look at young women and I feel really weird. There was a young lady at a place I was shopping and she was like gorgeous to the point of it being annoying, right? It was like, just annoying. You ever just see somebody that's so gorgeous, it just blows you away. I know what you're thinking. We have every time we see pictures of you, Anthony, and I'm going, I know that's obvious, but I'm talking about women in this case. F y'all, that's probably what you were thinking. Shut up. Anyway, right? And I'm watching her and she's probably in her mid-20s, like 23, 24. Nobody that actually would approach because she's too young, but I was looking at her, I was like, man, and I was just thinking, I was like, man, this is really weird. I mean, she's just too young, right? Then she started flirting. I'm going, she's not flirting for real. She probably thinks I'm the cute old guy. Sometimes young ladies will flirt with an old guy because they don't really feel the old guy is somebody that would actually try to get up in them, and jump on top of him. And I would never do that because she's too young. But, and I'm thinking this can't be real flirting. This is just like flirting with the old guy. And she just handed me a phone number. Okay, that's it. Oh God, right. And I don't want to be rude and throw it away. And she's sweeping my food across at the cash register, staring at me the whole time. And, now she's doing the licking her lips and stuff. And then saying like using different things on the counter to give me compliments for no reason, Oh, this soap really gets the job done. I bet you really get the job done too, huh? I'm like, Okay, she's definitely young because that was really, really lame. You really didn't have to go that far. You look like that. I already want to jump on top of you and get all up in you, but I'm not going to do it. And just, I'm going to throw this number away because if this number is in my hand when I get home, I might call it and I'm going to take her to Bang City, and I don't want to do that. I do want to do that. I definitely want to take her to Bang City, but I'm not going to do it because that's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. So they say, oh, this cereal's really crunchy and in the morning. Yeah, boy, it's really great to be at someone's house in the morning for breakfast. She's pushing it here. It's bad enough I had to deal with Granny Sweet Butt here. The other supermarket. Now I'm at this market. I got the Sweetie Sweet Butt I can't do it. I couldn't do with Granny Sweet Butt, and I'm not going to do it here. This is wrong. I want to do it. And then she turns around, she bends over. There's really nothing to pick up, right? She acts like she's tying her shoes, but they're slip-ons. I'm like, why is she trying to pretend like she's tying slip-ons? Oh, she wants me to look at her butt. Joke's on you. I've already burned the picture of your buttocks in my mind already, but I'm not going to do anything. And I get the hell out of the store, roll up the paper, and I throw it away. And even though there's nothing sticky on the paper, for some reason it wouldn't leave my hand until I swung my hand towards the trash can 5 or 6 times. And then I went in the trash can. And because I can't do it. Would it be fun to jump on top of her? Sure. But how am I going to jump on top of someone who's less than half my age, right? It'd be different if she was 30. That's still probably too young, but I see people who become superstars and celebrities and super rich jump on top of women 20 years younger than them. And, I'm probably going to do that if you guys, make me famous. So keep that in mind. You make me famous, not only because you love my art and you love my podcast and stuff like that, but I also want to get it on with women that are 20 years younger than me. Moving on. I'm not kidding about that. Hurry up and make me famous, you bastards. The 20 women who are 20 years old, young, the 30-year-olds are waiting for me. Moving on. But the thing is, I notice I tend to be dating women that are roughly or close to my age, not much younger than me. Right? Because, you listen to the same music, you understand all the cultural references, you understand each other because you grew up right around the same time. And also, I've done the thing where I jumped on the top of a couple of ladies that are a lot younger than I am. Not that much younger, like 23, but, I was like 40 years old and they were 28, something like that. Right. And a 28-year-old, when you're 42, 43 years old and you're jumping on top of them, taking care of that business, you give them that good business. Wow, that was great, man. You don't do that like an old man. Ha 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 ha. And I'm sitting there going, first of all, at no point did I reference myself being an old man. So I guess that was floating around in your mind and it just kind of came out of your mouth, but I'll take the compliment. I don't like this woman. Just kidding. She's naked and she's right here. So I like her. F y'all, back to the story, right? But the thing is, with the 28-year-olds and the thing like that, they want to go to the club and do to the club and do to the bed and go to this place and they flap the flap and scoop chop tap the bop the bop. And I'm like, I just got it on with you for a long period of time because I was trying to put that good business in on you. I don't feel like going anywhere right now. It's like, I don't want to get dressed and then go someplace else. It's like we're going to get dressed and go someplace else and eventually we're going to come back here and I want to jump on top of you again. But it's like, I don't feel like doing it, you know what I mean? It's like, well, let's just go out to the whoop-de-whoop and the floop-de-floop and the joop-de-doop and the boop-de-boop. And I'm going, as soon as you said I was out. You said, let's go to the bloop-de-bloop. I'm like, okay, we can go to the bloop-de-bloop. But she goes, let's go to the whoop-de-whoop, the bloop-de-bloop, the floop-de-floop, and then the floop-de-loop, and then get some drinks at the goop-de-goop, the shoot-de-goop, the flop-de-goop. I said, are that many clubs in the city? What the hell is wrong with you over there with all these places, right? And that's when I knew I needed to be with someone, a little bit closer to my age, right? So I jumped on top of someone who was like 7 or 8 years younger than me, right? And it was great. When I referenced, she listened to the same music. Everything was great, right? And when I jumped on top of her and gave her the good business, what happened? What should have happened? She didn't go, let's go to the flop-de-flop, the whoop-de-whoop, the joop-de-boop, the scoop-de-joop, the loop-de-whoop, the joop-de-whoop, the scoop-de-goop, and the scoop-de-goop. She goes to the bathroom. I'm staring at her butt and I'm thinking, man, I want to jump on top of that sweet butt again, right? But then she came out of the bathroom and I realized, yeah, but if she's going to have to wait a little while because we really obviously were trying to impress each other. So we really went to town and took care of that business. You know how sometimes people sprint and sometimes people marathon and sometimes you sprint or you run a 5K, which is somewhere in the middle, so which way you can get that good business going, and it lasts a while, but it also shows the power. We were both, putting our best butt forward. I meant to do that. And you know what I'm saying, right? And I'm thinking, oh man, I'm wondering what she's going to say. And she did not come out and say, I want to go to the whoop-de-whoop, the floop-de-floop, the joop-de-goop, the goop-de-goop. She goes, I got a cramp in my leg. And I go, yeah, I got a cramp in my left butt cheek. She goes, yeah, neither one of us is that young anymore. I said, that's true. That's true. I said, when you were walking to the bathroom, I looked at your butt, and I'll be honest with you, even though I'm an older guy, I was plotting on getting back and squeezing on it, I think. She goes, I know what you're saying. I said, but that's not going to happen for about 7 hours. She goes, good, because I was just about to tell you, so as much as I enjoyed that, I'm gonna need like 4 or 5 hours or something like that. Can we go watch a movie? I said, okay. So if you don't want to go to the whoop-de-whoop, the floop-de-floop, the joop-de-goop, the goop-de-joop, the boof-de-boop. She goes, why would I want to go to a club and the? Hell no, I'm not some young kid. And I go, I like her, right? So we go outside to the thing. We're watching the movie right there, right? It's been a couple of hours, right? And we're about to move into the second movie, and I'm looking at her going, I guess it's not going to be 7 hours because I'm ready to again. She goes, and I go, I have news for you, honey. It's only been 2 hours, baby, but I tell you right now, I'm ready to go to business again. She looked at me like, yeah, you better start dating them 28-year-olds. You're going to have to wait another couple hours. I need some rest. Okay. Like I said, I still got that cramp in my leg from you, Mr. Marathon Man. And I was like, first of all, can I record you calling me Marathon Man for future prosperity? And she goes, no. And I go, I was only half kidding. Right. And I said, but I tell you right now, I just want to let you know for the record, you're the one saying 4 hours. I'm saying after the 2 hour mark, I'm ready to go again. And she goes, okay, I'll duly noted. And also put your pants back on. Cause I had my pants off just in case. That was awkward. Like I always say, people, make sure your windows are closed so neighbors don't go, is that some middle-aged guy with his pants off hitting on his girlfriend, trying to get some delicious buttocks from her, and she's telling him that he's going to have to wait another couple of hours because she has a cramp in her leg because neither one of them is young again? And then I looked out the window going, stop looking at my balls, dude. Moving on. So what I'm saying is when you get older, things do change a bit. Now, like I said, it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? You can still do everything that you want to do. You can still get it on real good. Well, I can. I don't know what's going to happen to you when you're 50, but I can't expect the normal people to be compared to me. You know what I mean? It's my podcast. I can make myself sound better if I want to. Shut up. But what I'm saying is 50 is not a bad thing. Getting older is not a bad thing until it's time to move your furniture. Then you get the sigh case. Okay. But I tell you one thing that's not a heavy lift. Doing this podcast and talking to you cool bastards. I never go, okay. When I'm doing this podcast, I usually go, yeah, because I love doing it. Mainly because of you bastards. Well, folks, this has been episode number 359 of the S. Anthony Says podcast. Thank you very, very much. Do me a favor, my friends. If you love this podcast, tell a friend. Tell many friends. Recommend the podcast. Rate and review the podcast because this podcast is everywhere. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Stitcher. It's every place that has podcast, that has good podcast. This podcast is in that location. Also, if you love this podcast, I have a second podcast, and that podcast is called The S. Anthony Thomas Show. You've already subscribed to this. Some of you have subscribed to that. And to those of you that have not subscribed to that, get your butts over there and subscribe to that too, you bastards. Much love to every last one of you. Thank you for your support, man. You guys have been really, really cool. Thank you for the cool DMs on Twitter. Thank you for the Facebook love. Thank you very much because I'm on Twitter and Facebook. Surprisingly enough, with my name, S. Anthony Thomas, and also and Instagram as well. So thank you very, 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 very much. And now, folks, I'm going to say goodbye to you the way I say goodbye every week. And I'm going to do it on the count of 3. And I want you to do it with me. Are you ready? Of course you are. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony out.